Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the MYM Nations Cup, Denmark against Croatia. I understand that you guys have been a little bit impatient because the stream hasn't been up just yet, but I decided that I was going to wait for game start. Anyway, we're only delayed by about 9 minutes, so that should be pretty alright, I guess. Please confirm that in the channel, somebody confirm that the stream is actually up and running and that you're able to watch it before I jump into a lot of good stuff. Of course, this is the winner's bracket. We've got Denmark against Croatia. Oh well, let me just check that it's working. It's up and fine, that's good. Good to hear. Melk is captaining for Denmark, and he's got the first pick, while Lacoste is the captain for Croatia. So there's a little MYM drama here. Melk from MYM and Lacoste from MYM playing against each other. And since MYM, that's right, since Denmark are first pick, we're going to have their national anthem coming up first. Now why the hell is this not it? Alright, we're going to have to go with this one. I'm not sure how good of a version it is. Of course, Denmark, being the fantastic country it is, something, whatever my point was. I'm not sure if the sound level is too loud. Turned it down a little bit. Anyway, we've got Croatia second up on the button. Time is running out on their first pick. Of course, we should mention that first ban. Of course, we should mention that this is, of course, a best-of-3 series. So after this game, don't go anywhere. There's going to be more good action coming up for you. We're in for at least 2 games. And as MYM Prime Nations number 3, as this is, does, as this tournament has a specific set of rules that no other tournament at the moment has, then we've got the new heroes unbanned, which is why you see Melk getting rid of that Shadow Demon, and we've got Lacoste getting rid of Phoenix. And while Lacoste thinks about his second ban, of course, I'm Cinderin casting for MYM TV. Yeah, so that's settled, just so you didn't expect it to be somebody else. This is all you're going to get, boys and girls, of course, if we've got any of those watching. Not too many, I believe, in the esports world, but luckily we've got some dedicated fans among the girls as well, and of course we hope that esports is going to expand to being more of a unigender thing than just very much male dominated. So we'd like some more girls in the scene, of course. So tell your girlfriends to start playing Dota. That's the way it's going to go. Alright, Lacoste got rid of Wisp. Melk got rid of that Invoker. So we've got 5 out of 6 heroes banned in this first phase, of which 3 of them are new. Wisp, Phoenix and Shadow Demon. And we've got Weaver, Invoker and AA banned as well, which are 3 standard bans in the non-unbanned mode. Denmark is going to pick up Tosca very quickly. Melk decided that he wanted to go for that aggressive lane hero, and the call from Sydney Lee 2750, I'm not sure if that's Pusher Street or whoever it is, it could be. He calls out Valros, which is Danish for walrus, so there you go. He's very excited about getting this hero in Denmark's hands, and we'll see how that one plays out. Lacoste on the button. Counting down with 15 seconds. Oh, isn't the Danish national anthem just beautiful? We've got Clockwork for Croatia coming up here. Doesn't want Denmark to get their hands on that one. They want it for themselves. That aggressive, should I say early mid-game hero with, of course, the hook shot, rockets, as well as the battery assault and cog to hold people in place. Very versatile hero for especially ganking and aggressive play. Can tank quite a bit and is perhaps the best initiate in the game at this moment, which is why it's rated so high. They're going to sack Vengeful Spirit along with that, so another good initiate. And of course the swap has got nice synergy with Clockwork, swapping people in and out of cogs. A nice setup together with Clockwork can get that pretty long duration stun off that Vengeful has, and that's going to set up a nice easy hookshot for Clockwork, and we'll see if they play that one out well. So Denmark have definitely got something to think about. Croatia got their hands on 2 pretty good heroes here, and they're going to not think about it too long, actually. They're picking up Thrall as well as Lich, so Denmark have got their hands on 2 new heroes, Tosca as well as Thrall. Thrall, very powerful team fighting hero, has got that AoE silence, the kinetic field that people cannot move in or out of, and of course some nice damage as well as the glimpse, which basically works like a time machine, dropping an enemy target 4 seconds back in time. This also works if they've actually TP'd down to a lane, so Thrall can be a pain in the ass for any hero TPing to his lane. He just glimpses them and they're back in base, so Croatia will need to take care of not getting caught in that. Actually, the Danish melody is over, so we should drop some music for the Croatians pretty quickly here. Yeah, that seems pretty good. And of course Lich for Denmark, getting that Frost Armor, getting the strong, perhaps solo lane, we'll see how they play it, with the Dark Ritual. Denying creeps so the opponent doesn't get experience. And of course Frost Nova as well as Chain Frost, massive damage output and lots of slow. Croatia didn't think too long about getting that Pugna. Seems like a pretty decent counter to Denmark. Thrall spells are, I'm not completely sure how costly they are in mana, but they're not they're not exactly cheap, that's what I know. And then we've got Lich, also very expensive spells. Chain Frost as well as Frost Nova is going to take a lot of damage from the Nether Ward coming out of this little skeletal fella. And the second ban phase has of course begun, and it's actually almost over, so we should catch up. We've got Morphling and Bat Rider thrown away by Denmark, and we've got Visage thrown away by Croatia, so there's a little bit of more very standard popular heroes at this point. Bat Rider and Visage often banned. Morphling as well with that shotgun build with the Ethereal Blade. Just a massive bursting agility hero, and Denmark doesn't want Croatia to have that one. I'm not sure how good synergy it actually has with their heroes, but I guess it could come off on a trial lane with that Vengeful Spirit. So nope, no go for Croatia, they're not going to get that. It's going to be interesting to see what my mother country Denmark is going to do with these three heroes, because now they're up for the picks with Spectre Band. Going to be interesting to see how they structure the lanes, of course. As said, this Tuskar is Snowball Freak, is a fantastic lane play hero with that Snowball, rolls in, stuns the target, takes his friends with him for incredible movement speed, and then bursts out the target. So you're basically not safe on your lane anywhere, and Denmark will need to get some synergy with that, as the two current heroes Denmark have got very little synergy, might I say, with this Tuskar pick. Could settle for a solo Lich and a solo Thrall to get some powerful solo heroes. Big spell damage with those levels on them. Oh wow, I didn't close MSN Messenger there. Well, that was something I forgot. There you go. And get some stunners with this Tuskar for that bursting power. At least Denmark seems to be using some extra time right now, so really needs to consider what's going to go well with these heroes. Seemed like the approach for starters was just to get the new heroes that they wanted and settle for some powerful, perhaps imbalance. We'll see how that works out. And we'll need to get the lanes. Of course, no carry power at all as well on Denmark. Tuskar could be considered perhaps a semi-carry with that powerful ultimate that deals a massive crit. As well as knocks target up in the air like the Torrent of Conquer. And it's going to be a Witch Doctor. So, quite a lot of ranged intelligence coming out of Denmark right now, and should work very well with the Tuskar on that lane, and we'll see what they fix up with that. Probably I'm expecting Tuskar, Witch Doctor, something on that trial lane. Solo Lich, solo Thrall. Could also trial lane Thrall or Lich. We'll see how that works out. But Croatia used 2 seconds on figuring out that Earthshaker was the pick to get here. So they seem to be taking a trial lane approach as well. And funny enough, I actually considered this. I think I've seen some team, maybe it was Denmark actually, playing with Tuskar as well as Centaur in the same lane, rolling that Centaur in, getting the hoof stomp as well as double edge off, and that's just an incredible bursting killer lane that Denmark have set up here. And Croatia need to be careful, but they do have the Earthshaker against this, which is very useful, of course, able to stun all 3 heroes in line and defend his own victim, you might say, of this burst. So he needs to be the guy who doesn't get rolled on, because then he's just going to be turned into fucking salad within 2 seconds. Alright, gonna drop on some music now. That's it for the national anthems. And that fit pretty nicely, because the picks are almost done. Croatia have got the last pick ticking down now. They've got lots of extra time to figure out what they want. Is it going to be a carry, so they want to settle for late game, since MYM... yeah, there you go. Denmark. This fucking Melknick is playing games on me. Denmark do not really have any specific carry hero here. They've got Centaur, who's a pretty strong hero itself, but not necessarily a carry as he's melee. Tuskar, the same sort of melee power hero. While Croatia do settle for a carry hero. Actually, I saw a thread on Ghost Games today discussing whether or not Necrolite can be considered a carry, and it can. So we're gonna settle with a carry coming out for Croatia. Is gonna be a Necrolite. a lot of good team fighting power coming out of the Croatian team right now. They've got Pugna as well as Necrolite. Healing, I'm going to expect a Mechanism on either of those heroes. Pugna Ward, Shaker, Stun and Ulti. Nether Blast, of course, very high AoE damage output. And for MYM, powerful laning phase. Denmark, damn it. For Denmark, we're going to have a powerful laning phase. And some pretty decent team fight as well with Thrall and Lich. But let's run over the heroes. Who's playing what? We've got Melk playing the Centaur. Then we've got Sydney Lee 2750. I'm expecting this one to be Pusher Street, but I'm not completely sure. We've got Rise playing the Thrall. Playmate is going to be playing Lich. And finally we've got Miggle playing that Tuskar. So of course this is a special treat for me getting to shoutcast two of my teammates, of course Rise as well as Miggle from Team Shift. Croatia, we've got Lacoste playing Clockwork. I've got Mini Tito playing that Pugna. Wild, who is Wild Child, also known as Joken Q. People might recognize him. Then we've got Seychez, also known as Sinner. Fucking fake nigga. And finally we've got Zmai, who is Mitch. Zmai is Bunara, who's going to be playing that Necrolite. So, yep, Shaker was, of course, Sinner, and Joken Q was playing Venger. I forgot to say the heroes, but I suppose you guys can see it for yourself. Looks like Denmark have got their hands on an Invis rune for this Tuskar already, and that does not bode well for this poor Clockwork down here. Could easily get caught and bursted out in exactly what the Danish boys set up as expected. Tuskar, Witch Doctor, and Centaur down on bottom. And this Clockwork is not going to be happy about that. He's going to sit back at the tower and try to get some farm with those rockets. Up top we've got a reverse, pretty much similar situation. We've got Rise playing that Thrall up top. He's not going to be able to do much against this tri lane, Vengeful, Shaker as well as Necrolite. And finally, perhaps the lane to watch for the moment is going to be Pugna against Lich in mid, seeing that the two other lanes are going to be very, very defensive, not farm a lot on that solo hero and just try to get experience. So we'll see how that turns out and exactly how well Denmark managed to dive down here on bottom with the heroes they've got here. I think Clockwork is the one most endangered, even though Thrall is going far ahead, and he might get some harassment coming out of him now. Wild Child, Joken Q is getting a lot of hits in. There comes the stun, another hit, and Rise is going to be forced to perhaps use a flask, or at least a couple of tangos, as he lost about 300 health there. It is going to be the flask that's the item of his choice to use here. While in mid, Playmate finds himself more than one full level ahead of Mini Tito, completely dominating him with that Dark Ritual as well as Frost Nova harassment. And Tito's just doing whatever he can to catch up a little bit in experience. But there we go, another Dark Ritual creep is going to be removed. And this does not look good for Mini Tito in mid. He's definitely drawn a hard opponent here in the middle. Meanwhile, down on bottom, the Danish boys are pulling. So we're going to see them pushing the bottom tower in not too long. Oh, it's actually going to be a double pull, so perhaps we're just going to see the creeps getting killed at the second camp. But this means a big experience advantage coming out for Denmark, as Croatia are not pulling up top, at least not yet, while Thrall is apparently trying to pull a little bit here. That's not going to be successful, Rise. So a level advantage for Denmark down on bottom. They're going to have level 2 on Tuskar as well as Witch Doctor in a moment, and this one was even double spawn, so this is a very, very good lesson in how to pull in the woods. Magnificently executed by the Danish boys here, while Melk on the Centaur is completely free farming and Lacoste is not level 2 just yet. Thrall, same story, level 1. In middle, Playmate. Oh, somebody might be sneaking in. We've got the Shaker from Croatia sniffing around. Sinner is waiting here for an opportunity. Not much going to come out of it though, and now Thrall is actually going to perhaps even leave his top lane, it seems. He doesn't really want to stand there. Is going out on the slope and having a cup of coffee. While Witch Doctor and Tuskar continue to farm the woods, or do they? No, they're going to head for that middle lane, so this Pugna needs to be very, very careful not to get rolled over, literally, by this Tuskar Witch Doctor combo. Of course, they're confident to leave Melk solo bottom now. He's got a 3.5, at least 3 level advantage on this Clockwork. And being the melee hero he is, he can definitely handle it, but somebody else who can't handle it, there it goes, just as called. Denmark get the first blood in middle, they get Tuskar and Witch Doctor in, and burst down this Pugna who is absolutely chanceless, rolling in, getting that icicle shards, or whatever the fuck it's called, that the Tuskar's got. And they might even settle for more, as Shaker and Vengeful Spirit do not want to be here. And if that rolling ball is going to be ready on Miguel soon, they're actually going to be able to take out 3 kills. This was a very, very good ice shots. Is going to secure Playmate this kill. And 2-0 for Denmark, settling for a very, very good start. And it seems like, for now, that they've definitely taken control of the mid lane, bottom as well, in their favor. As I was saying when that first blood in middle came up, of course, Milk is going to be just fine standing against this Clockwork bottom with his Centaur. Being the melee hero that Clockwork is, you don't want to fight against Centaur. First of all, there's the Thorns, now actually called Return. And of course, the Centaur just has incredible bursting damage on melee range, so whenever Clockwork goes in, he could be the victim in a matter of seconds to this powerful Centaur burst. Somebody else could be a victim as well. Thrall up here is wisely backing off. I'm not sure if he actually spotted them with a ward or just sensed it coming, but Necrolite seems to be having an ever so good time up here. Mitch has a lot of gold sacked. He's got 1600 already up on top. Milk on bottom has got 1400, so that's pretty much tied, but a slight lead for the Croatians on this in this aspect. While in middle, Lich almost level 6, Oblivion, Pugna level 4.5. Really gonna struggle once this Lich reaches level 6. He's actually almost gonna die. He's gonna die to a Chain Frost if it hits twice, along with that Frost Nova, and needs to be very, very careful not to walk into that. Somebody else bottom though. Lacoste, there's the snowball. Say bye-bye to your pubes. He's gonna get exploded on. Playmate, actually that's Milk. Milk, Miggle, and Sidney Lee. Of course, to the viewers who are not Danish, might not be familiar with Sidney Lee, but is a rather famous or infamous, that's how you put it, person in Denmark. Mostly known for taking part in all sorts of weird shit, from console gaming competitions to reality shows and all sort of that shit. While I'm talking about Sidney Lee, he doesn't really deserve that much attention, as it is taking attention away from Croatia's successful kill up top. Zmai as well as Wild managed to get that kill, so Mitch up to 2k gold. Vengeful Spirit got that last hit, and that's going to be very important on his way to getting those boots of speed. And thrilled by the gold he just got, he decides to take up a lag, and hopefully he isn't going to drop here because we haven't saved just yet. That's actually my job. So we're going to have a save coming in right now. Actually I'm not, because there seems to be some diving in bottom. So we're going to wait on that just a moment, as we haven't engaged, and Shaker is going to blow Lacoste to pieces with... the Centaur is going to blow Lacoste to pieces down here with the aid of the rolling ball. So here comes the save. Four and 1 in the favor of Denmark. Yeah, while we're saving, if you're wondering which song is actually playing, it's Ghost Love Score by Nightwish, one of my personal favorite songs of all time. So there's a little bit of insight into my taste in music. Of course, very broad, as you will notice through the cast. There's a lot of different stuff, but definitely one of my favorites. Let's see what Necrolite got his hands on. He got his hands on full treads, and he's got 500 gold, so could get that wand finished up. He's going to need 350 to get that one. Of course, it's going to be a magic stick with recipe. Vengeful Spirit, 100 gold away from the boots, while in middle, Lacoste doesn't want to be on bottom anymore. He tells his friend, listen up, this Tusk guy is pissing me off, I'm going to go middle, but Lacoste, you don't even want to be there either, because Playmate is going to run you over with that Chain Frost and Frost Nova, and this Clockwork is getting ripped, and does not look like he's got much chance. And just as I'm looking away, wow, that went really, really fast, I'm sorry about that, guys. Vengeful Spirit as well as Pugna blow Playmate to pieces as a quick response, avenging Lacoste's death, and that is a lot of experience on the back of these guys, seeing Lich was level 7. It's going to secure Pugna his level 6, and Vengeful Spirit level 4.5. It's going to be important to get that swap up. Of course, Vengeful Spirit ultimate on level 6, which is a very, very useful tool against especially this Tuskar, being able to reposition the fight with that rolling snowball. And speaking of which, Mitch does take a fall up top, so finally that farming spree is going to get ended. He was up to 42 CS, Milk's up to 39 down on bottom, so those are pretty even, but Mitch does take the first death. We've got 32 CS on Playmate and about 23 on Croatia's Mini Tito in mid. So CS scores pretty even, but the 6-2 score is definitely in the favor of Denmark. Yeah, hell yeah it is, they've got the 6. Might look like they're pushing a little bit more. The mid and top tower are pretty untouched, but the bottom tower is on 2/3. while their own towers seem to be pretty much untouched. So yeah, that's very, very slight pushing advantage, nothing to worry too much about. As Miguel needs to worry about something though. Beautiful Fisher is going to come out from Sinner and is going to block him off. Does Mitch have more? No, he's going to get blocked off by this kinetic field. And in comes Wild. He doesn't have the mana for a stun. Miguel is just going to roll into him with that snowball and he's going to run out. So nothing came out of that, even though that could have been pretty close and deadly if Croatia sacked that kill. I believe the Necrolite L2 was ready, so he might actually maybe should have gone for it. Milk down on bottom. He's finished his face boots. Looks like he might be going for either an Urn or a Basilisk as well, with that Sobi mask. Of course, the core item for Milk to get here will be that Vanguard that he is building up for, as well as a Blink Dagger, being that very, very powerful tank who can blink in, tank a lot, and of course doing that combo stun burst. And it is going to be the Urn. He finished it now, so he's got that one, and that just adds to his bursting power. Blink, Hoof Stump, Double Edge, as well as Urn can deal about 1,000 damage with a couple of hits in between. And that should almost be, that's going to be enough to take out, for instance, the Clockwork at this point. So Melk is very, very dangerous once he gets a couple of more levels. It does seem like he's skilling Return though, so I'm a little bit surprised to see that Return is level 2. So we'll not go for that full burst build. However, somebody else is going for bursting, and that's going to be Miguel rolling in. And there comes the Chain Frost. Is it going to bounce once on Shaker? Is it going to be lucky and bounce on the Necrolite? No, it's not. The Walrus Punch, however, is going to knock him up in the air, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Mitch is trying to get the job done, but it just doesn't cut it. However, alright, Sidney Lee, who I still believe is Pusher, is going to take the fall to those creeps, so a little bit did come out of it for Mitch. But still a 2-to-1 exchange for the Danish boys. They're up 8-3, looking ever so good right now. And if this continues, we might actually be looking at a very, very quick game, because with the lineup that Denmark have got, they should be able to roll. Yeah, that's a good pun, right? When you've got that fucking Tuskar, you should be able to roll over the Croatians with this very, very high burst damage power. And until the Croatians get any farm up, this Necrolite is just going to be toast. And the key in their strategy right now is probably to have this Shaker at the right spot to prevent these gangs. Hasn't been too successful for now, and it's going to be hard. Very, very hard for them to handle this this bursting power, but it's what they need to do. Get the Shaker in position, try to farm up. Excuse me, as I'm almost dying here. What the hell? Clockwork level 6 could prove vital as well. The ability to, especially when you're playing with against the Tuskar, this is an interesting point. Tuskar is going to roll a couple of heroes in with him on that engage, as I miss another engage. No, that's right. No, not my best game in terms of map awareness. This one, as down on bottom, Milk is going to get engaged, so I'm going to catch this one. There's the Fisher, and Milk does take a lot of damage, but so does Lacoste, and this farm on Milk is just going to keep him alive for now, and Lacoste has got Maledict on him. Not sure what level it is, but he's not going to be in much trouble, as he did have those two people backing up. Anyway, the point from before, Tuskar is going to roll himself and one or perhaps two teammates in, and that means that Clockwork could get a very, very good power cog up against that one as a counter. Just as immediately when the snowball hits, hook shutting in and cogging all three heroes. And there we go. There's the best. Nowhere is safe for Lacoste. He just gets rolled over. And this is a killing spree for Miguel and a tower, even though the deny was very beautiful coming out of Joken Q. Wild Child down here on bottom with his Vengeful Spirit. It still looks very, very dim for Croatia. Powerful farm on Playmate in middle. He's going to get level 11 on his Lich at 12 minutes. He's got point booster as well as treads. They've lost a tower, and Thrall is getting levels up top. He's level 7. Doesn't have too much. He's got a Ring of Health and boots, but it's going to be enough for him for now. As down. Wow. Can I look away for 1 fucking second, Denmark, before you make a kill with this bloody Tuskar of Miguel? Is just jumping on whatever has a pulse on his lane, and yeah. Even though we didn't see it, we can definitely imagine how this Pugna just took the fall, getting completely bursted out by this powerful Danish lineup. Milk is not going for the Vanguard first, though. He did settle for a Hood. And seems like a pretty good choice, actually. Getting a Vanguard here could actually be even a waste, seeing that the Croatian heroes are all about spell power. They've got Pugna, Vengeful Spirit, Shaker, a Necrolite, as well as that, what was it again? It was a Clockwork, so nothing too much right-click. And that means that this Hood is a very, very powerful item, so a good choice coming out of Milk. Might see him just selling that Stout Shield and going for a Hard instead of the Vanguard. Doesn't really seem worth it if it doesn't block too much. Rise up top, getting his farm on. He's if he's aiming for a Vanguard, he will have the goal for the Vitality booster just now, based on the 2 towers that Denmark have got here. Necrolite has got a Vitality booster himself. He is getting close to that Vanguard if that's going to be his item of choice. Needs about 100 gold more for that Ring of Health as well as Stout Shield, and will be hard to take down, but still I believe that the burst power of Denmark is going to suffice in this matter until he gets some more items up. So we might be watching actually a race against time. As I've said, Denmark without no real carry, while the Croatian team does have Necrolite as well as some good team fighting potential. So Denmark seem to be racing against the clock to get these fights going, get the kills, get the towers, until Croatia can turtle up effectively enough and get their farm, and then eventually overpower Denmark in team fights. Anyway, we've got a pause right now. I'm actually going to drop a save in this. And yeah, watching this, this Tuskar has been completely dominating this game. He's been part of 10 out of 11 kills, has Miguel 4-0-6 on this Tuskar, so definitely showing the power of this hero. We've got a couple of deaths. Denmark's deaths very much spread out. We've got 1 death on Witch Doctor, 1 on Thrall, and 1 on Lich. While Croatia, 4 deaths on that Clockwork with not even an assist just yet. He's been completely gimped. 3 deaths on Pugna, and then the final 3 heroes, 1, 1, and 2 respectively. So no one goes untouched for Croatia, and especially not this Clockwork. Alright, I'm gonna have to resume. As apparently the observer has to resume. No big surprise there, actually. Interesting item choice, actually didn't comment on that just yet. Tuskar getting his hands on those arcane boots, and that really just shows that he wants to go for kill to kill to kill. Can actually do so effectively as well with that Witch Doctor heal next to him. Can keep Witch Doctor's mana up, and there it's gonna roll. Look at this! Croatia getting completely caught, but this is actually turning out good for them. The Witch Doctor is gonna fall, so is Lich, so is Miguel's Tuskar. Immediately do they counter go on this, and this is huge for Croatia. They're going to get 4 kills on the back of this Jägerfischer as well as that Clockwork cog, and there was the entire teamfight combo coming off immediately, and Denmark definitely see that coming once they rolled in there, completely bashed by this Croatian teamfight, and need to be careful not to overextend. Looking at their heroes, don't have too much HP. They've got Treads only on the Witch Doctor. They've got, as I said, Arcane Boots build on that Tuskar, so he doesn't have much HP either. And finally, Lich was in that exchange as well. Quite fat, but it's not going to cut it against this AoE combo from Croatia. They just got pooped on. So the call from Melk is that he can't move. We're going to pause and try to see if we can fix that. Track playing right now is Pendulum, the Tempest. Also a magnificent track. A little bit of a different genre, but some of you might like it. As the call is Try Again from Melk, who definitely would like to have control of his hero at this point, so he doesn't have to move around in a little bit of a... I don't know, he can't move. It's the call. Good thing somebody else is controlling his hero for him. Farming good though is going to be his call as he gets ever creep, even though he can't move his hero. And yes, it is indeed a Warcraft 3 bug. A little bit of technical issues coming out from Melk here. We can have a brief look at the farm while this is going on. We've got 90 on that Centaur, magnificent farm. We've got 76 on Lich, very, very high as well. While for Croatia, pretty similar farm on that Necrolite with that 79, but Pugna definitely lacking behind with only 47, and doesn't look too rich either. He's got boots and headdress. Doesn't even have those treads yet, unless he's got something on the Crow. So, If Croatia, however, can pull off a team fight like the one before, they got a lot on that one. Denmark was very far ahead, but that team fight 4-for-1 exchange really put them back into the game, and if they can do more of that sort, they're definitely going to be in a good position once this enters the mid-game. Of course, with that AoE combo and massive healing power of Necrolite. Mechanism, hopefully on that Pugna, is going to come up at some point. And other good stuff, of course. So Milk is going to use Unstuck. Calls out good luck killing me noobs. And hopefully this will resolve the issue that he's got. Up top, Denmark sitting around with 4 heroes should move in to defend this middle tower, as Croatia are definitely trying to make a move for this. They know they've got a brief moment of 5 against 4 and trying to maximize on that by pushing this middle tower with the DD Pugna as well as Necrolite, and this tower will definitely fall. Question is if there's going to be any casualties with this snowballing. Tuskar getting in position, but wisely enough, Croatia are backing off from this, and they're not going to have casualties on this. That tower down. How's it look for Pugna? What has he bought? He definitely used some gold. There's the mechanism recipe, and wow, this, just as I called it, this Pugna doesn't have too much. What does he have? He does indeed have a full mechanism now. So this is going to come very much in handy for Croatia. Of course, needs to stay alive to get that mechanism off, and that's what Denmark can play on, bursting him down. And Melk decides to leave as he can't move. We're going to see what comes out of that. Looks like we're going to have some sort of a rehost. Play on is the call from Mitch. Not going to happen, bro. So we're going to have a rehost. We're probably going to load the latest save. I hope we're not going to completely remake it. The question is, who is going to host the game now for Denmark against Croatia? Oh man, I'm in the mood for a little bit of chips, so good thing that we've got this. Sour cream and dill. How's that for whoop ass? You jelly? Absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, we're waiting for the game to come up again. Could take a quick intermission with the chat during this. Of course, if you've got anything to say, this is the time. I'm going to be checking the queries now. Okay, so yeah, here's a good piece of information coming out of Chernobyl. Ukraine was the team that had Centaur and Tuskar, and they lost in that particular game. So we have seen the combo before, and it was executed by Ukraine. Shout out to Black Power, of course. This is Blaze for being a fucking moron. And Zinc. Oh, how come your voice is sexy? Zinc, I love you, man. You are the best. Torn Rogue. Sync limit? No. It has nothing to do with it, I believe. And yes, these incredible... nice little bit of trolling coming out of Mitch Hero J. But yeah, anyway, guys, who do you... who's looking to win this, in your opinion? And why? We might as well have a little bit of a discussion in the chat going on. Of course, guys, if you're watching the stream and you're wondering, how can I talk to the other guys? I want to be part of the discussion. Below the streaming window, to the right, there is a button that you can click called Open Chat. Once you do that, you choose a nickname, then you join the Meteor Makers channel on IRC. It's going to suggest that by itself. And then you will be able to take part in the chat, embedded in the window. Alright, the game is up. It's on Pusher's host, so Denmark apparently get to rehost. Going to be a little bit of Jeventi Makler coming out for the cost. While I am trying to find a Pusher Street. Where is he? Where is he? Go away! Fucking friend window. Here he is. Sidney Lee. Tunneled. Hope I can see the actual game. Doesn't look like it. Gonna try tunneling once more. Obviously can't see the game, I'm not really satisfied with that. Won't this fucking friend window disappear? What the hell? Alright, I'm just gonna quickly restart G-Arena because this is pissing me off. Oh well, yeah, there you go. Well done, Sind. Magnificent. Go away! Alright, we've got Miguel hosting for Denmark. We're going to tunnel him. Please work. Oh, that wasn't convincing. That was better. No, it was actually the same. Alright, but hopefully we're still going to be able to watch the game, of course. We're making our way back in. I believe the save was indeed at the 12-7, so we will have the same game situation as before, even though it is going to be on a Danish host. I still don't see the game. Well, this is very, very unfortunate. Can't actually find the bloody game. Gonna try once more. A little bit bothering. We're going to try something else. We're going to try to switch accounts, see if that matters at all. Oh, I actually did the same fucking thing again. Well, there you go. Oh wow. Whatever. Fucking hell. Wait, do I? That's why I've got fucking hotkeys on. Sorry guys, this is a little bit of technical retardedness on my hand. There we go. Finally the password actually chooses to work because I turned my hotkeys off, so there's a little bit of a lesson for you. Alright, hopefully I can watch it now. Might make a difference, might not. Got very high ping on Miguel as well, compared to before, but hopefully I'm just going to be able to see it. There we go. Changing accounts worked, so we're back in. And yeah, we can have a brief look at the chat. As, yep, the game is going to run, so going to close all these queries, of course. I don't have time to read them all, there's just bombardment. And there we go. So we're back into the game, Denmark against Croatia. And if you have just tuned in, this is of course the MYM Nations Cup 3 winners bracket, best of 3 match, game number 1. And hopefully Melk will be able to move his hero. Alright, so the load definitely fixed the bug, and he is able to move around with that centaur. We're going to see a roller ball engaging right away, though. Mikkel does not want to wait for it, rolling in with Lich. But this could be trouble for Denmark already. Beautiful Witch Doctor stun is actually going to hold the heroes in place, but Mikkel is not going to survive this. There's a spike call coming out of Lacoste, but that's not going to matter too much, as they did indeed get that kill. And Lacoste was just fine on bottom. Milk is pushing beyond the wave. Croatia, oh, that Fisher wasn't the way it should have been. It completely blocked off his own team, so that was a little bit of a mistake coming out of Seychelles. Milk 100 gold away from his blink. It's going to be important. But as it looks right now, it looks like Croatia's got that extra little bit of health that they need to survive that bursting power coming out of Denmark. Milk is trying to get a TP stun. It's not going to come in the first moment, but now it is. Bench tries to swap. Not going to happen. Bang, bang, boom, and he's gone. Necrolite getting a little bit of harassment back. Oh, engage from Mikkel. It's going to hit an illusion though. And oh, that Chain Frost was unlucky and it's going to bounce on all the creeps instead of the heroes. Could have been huge for Denmark, but they're going to have to settle with getting Lacoste. Lacoste jumped in for that Lich. Did die. Oh, the Pugner Ward is going to take out Playmate, while triple kill comes out from Milk as he finished off the Shaker as well. Now Mikkel in trouble, and so could Milk be. Milk is low. He needs one more hit. He's just running around in circles and he's going to die, so maybe that was a little bit of a trade to make up for the spikes that Croatia had, or something. That seems a little strange. But that was hard to keep an overview of what actually happened in that fight. Definitely a lot of different shit coming off, and I believe it turned out to be a 4 for 4 if my math skills are correct, which they are. Yes. So farming stats: 100 on Milk. We've got 86 on Necrolite, 55 on Tito, finally 78 on Lich. So not too much happening on the farming board. We're much in for a fighting battle here. Already up to 27 kills in 18 minutes, so that's pretty remarkable. 1.5 kills per minute. Vengeful is trying to get some vision up for the Croatians. This is going to be very, very important for both sides, of course. The vision is crucial, and getting this vision up is what is going to allow, especially Denmark, to get some good engages with that roller ball, as he is trying right now. Going in on this Venge, he's going to be far in over his head. He's going to try to lock him in place. Thrall comes in, drops that nuke, and might actually be enough. There's the magic wand though, and it's going to keep him alive as the glimpse TP's him back. Beautiful play by Rise, and there's the ultimate that we just got to see there, silencing AoE, and it's going to take them off. The Clockwork does not manage to catch Mikkel, but Mikkel is going to get bursted out by Tito, who's unstoppable on his Pugna, and he's not done yet. He's going to try to get more. The Witch Doctor's done, beautifully placed, is going to keep him alive. Or is it? No, the Fisher is going to come on time, and Rise gets killed by Seychelles as well. So Croatia really making it count right now with these gangs. And of course, as I said, vision is going to be key. When you have such an action-packed game, knowing where your opponent is just crucial. And both teams will try to ward. Of course, the Roshan is going to be important as well. But even with the vision, there is still the Smoke of Deceit, which has been popped by Croatia, isn't going to pay off, or is it? Lich is actually TPing, but they didn't notice with the Shaker. Could have stunned him and perhaps made him. Oh, he doesn't have mana. So there you go. Way to use a smoke when you wouldn't have mana for a Fisher. Anyhow, up top, Clockwork is finally getting some farm up. But just to finish off the vision, let's have a look at what we've got right now. We've got a Croatian ward at the top rune, Croatian ward at the bottom rune as well, so they've got the rune control. Don't want Denmark to get those runes for free. And Denmark have only got one ward, which is this one, spotting the bottom rune. So pretty much a lack of wards from both sides, primarily Denmark, of course, as up top Lacoste is going to get blown to pieces by this rollerball as I'm looking at wards, so there you go. But yes, it's going to be important to keep that vision up, of course, especially to see these pushes coming as well. As Croatia, they've realized that the team fight is very powerful, are going to go 5 heroes to get this tower bottom, 4 heroes, seeing that one of the heroes exploded up top. But they will successfully get this. There's no chance of a response coming out of Denmark. They're going to try to settle for the trade, are pushing up top. If you're wondering what this bloody frozen thing is, it's the Frozen Sigil coming out of Tosca. Makes a little bit of nice weather, doesn't it? Fucking snowing and stuff. While they're taking this tower up top, so Denmark does get this trade. The glyph seems to be pretty much wasted from Croatia, and that last is going to go to Mikkel, who needs it desperately for his Vanguard that he's almost finished now. realized that his tanking power just doesn't suffice. He rolls in and then he pretty much just dies. And he doesn't want to do that. However, Croatia getting a nice swap on Miguel. Miguel was trying to roll out, or actually he rolls in on that bench, and they're going to try to burst him out, but it's not going to be enough. The silence, however, from Thrall is going to cut it, and now Miguel will be the victim here for Denmark, so they get a 1-for-1 trade. Wicked sick is Minitito, who is not off to a good start, but hell yeah is he off to a good mid-game now, getting that wicked sick on Pugna. He's got the Treads mechanism as well, 1700 gold, looking very, very powerful and in charge on this Croatian side with his 8-3 score. And as Clockwork struggles to get farm, it's good for him to see that his teammates are definitely doing well in items. We've got Vanguard as well as Hood come out on Necrolite. He's going to be hard to take down for Denmark. We've got, yeah, as said, Pugna has a lot. And this is the breaking point for Denmark. They really need this Centaur to be part of the game some more now. He's been in 8 kills, so that's pretty remarkable, some of them in mid. But it seems like what Denmark needs to do is to be more people at the same place and get these fights executed and not get outnumbered like they are right now. Croatia just pushing with a full force of 5 people, at least 4, while Denmark have got this Centaur definitely farming a lot. Doesn't settle for the dagger but goes for the Radiance. He's got the Relic, he's only 500 gold away from that Radiance. Might be content to just get rolled in by Tuskar and doesn't need a blink then. It's going to be able to tank a lot. Once that Pugna ward goes off, it's going to be an engage for Denmark. There's the Tuskar, going to go straight in for this Pugna. Shaker ulti is going to hit Lich. It's not going to be enough, and now Croatia are going to be completely torn apart by this Lich ulti, bouncing back and forth. Double kill for Playmate, and a kill is going to come off for Sidney Lee as well, as it seems like Mitch is going to get 2 kills in trade. Why didn't the Witch Doctor heal continue there? While Thrall might be in over his head. There's the stun and the pulse. Needs a couple of hits. Melk's going in. Beautiful stun hitting both targets. And now it might actually turn around. Mitch is getting low, but so is Melk. Melk's need one or two more hits. He does have the urn, however, and that could keep him alive, and he's going to pop that one, healing himself 400 HP over a short period. Hopes that the Necrol is going to walk into the trap, but he's wisely enough going the other way around. Doesn't have the mana either, and will retreat. Oh, he's going to find a no, he's not. He's going to TP away. No, too bad. Now you know there's a regen, but you didn't get it. So 22 to 16 didn't turn out as bad for Croatia as it looked like on the engage itself. But finally a team fight coming out for Denmark in which they had the heroes there and didn't just roll in and get bursted out by the massive team fight from Croatia. They've realized the seriousness of this Croatian lineup now, and seems like they're playing it more wisely. However, if this Shaker does manage to get a blink up, it might be too hard for Denmark to actually execute the fighting. And Croatia should definitely settle for getting some levels on these supports. Shaker level 9 needs 11 and that blink. Vengeful, a level 11 as well would be very, very handy, getting that longer range on swap. As it is right now, the Denmark teamfight combo can actually battle theirs to some extent, getting that powerful Lich ulti off together with the Thrall combo, holding them all in place. And you need to be careful that this doesn't take them by surprise. However, somebody else is going to be taken by surprise. Croatia, they're going to roll in for Pusher. Pusher's in trouble. There he's going to see them, and that's just too late. Smoke of Deceit. Bam, there you go. Pusher was trying to get some creeps in middle, but that's all he's going to... Yeah, he's going to stay at the attempt as he gets blown to pieces by this Croatian stealth squad. Lich, remarkably, has finished his Aghanim as well. He's going to find a good opening, but does he have the ultimate? Yes, he does. Alright, he's going to just take out the Earthshaker right there. They're going to blow a lot of stuff on him. While Milk is going to find Clockwork. The hook didn't hit. Clock is in trouble. There's the stun. No, it's not. It's actually going to be a double edge. And now, oh, nice ice wall is going to come off from Miguel. So we're going to get that kill. He's might be killed in Retribution though. Very, very low HP on him. Milk as well. There's the ulti from Necrolite. It's going to be enough. Rise was trying to save him a bit with a glimpse there, but that's just not going to cut it. And now Croatia trying to overpower the Danish team. There's the Decrepify, but kinetic field from Thrall is just going to lock them in place, as a little bit of a Nova is going to be dropped by Playmate, who's getting very, very low from that Pugna ward. Needs to be careful not to get killed by that. Of course, it's gone now, so there you go. Not going to get killed. Vanguard finished on Miguel. Ultimate over on the Necrolite. Worth noting as well. Vengeful Spirit's going to have a Treads now. Going to be happy with that. And getting those levels, by the looks of it, almost level 10 now. And what are the supports for Denmark? We've got level 10 on Witch Doctor, and level 13, 13, 15, and 16. So actually a bigger level advantage for Denmark than I would have thought, as the save is going to come up from Anji, and that just gives me a moment to smash in a couple of chips. Oh, isn't it just lovely? Oh. Milk is enjoying his last 10 seconds in jail before he gets out. Munchy munchies. You know what? I am a fucking animal. We're gonna see if Croatia can actually push down here on bottom. They've got 3 heroes down here. They've got Pugna, Clockwork, as well as Shaker in position for this. Vengeful Spirit is making her way down there, but this Necrolite seems very far away, and he's such an important part in their pushing that this is not going to be a push until he's there. Question is if Denmark realize this. Vengeful Spirit roaming around could see an opening here. Shaker, Clockwork, as well as Pugna, as said, are in position. All 5 Croatian heroes are getting down here now. Melk is pretty far away from that blink, and until he gets that, he's very much dependent on getting rolled in by Tuskar to get that engage off. Of course, Face Boots are going to help him, but it's just not going to cut it. Perhaps can rely on Kinetic Field to some extent as well. But it's going to be ever so much easier once he gets that blink up. As we see Croatia, they're smoked. Miguel is toast. He's going to try to survive the best he can by rolling and using that those shards. But it's not going to be enough with those ice shards. But he is going to use a lot of their time, and this could give Denmark an opening. Oh, they're going to let him die. He actually even gets killed by the neutrals. So Miguel is going to have a good laugh at that. The Furbolgs finished him off. And not too much for Croatia to gain from that after all. And will they be able to push? There's the Decrepify on the back of Melk, Fisher, Rocket. Some long-range harassment is going to come up from Croatia, and they're going to try to take the tower. We'll see if Denmark try to take the response. Do they want to try to defend it or just let it go? They actually do have some pretty good team fight racked up and ready, but without this blink, it's just not going to happen. So Melk really needs to get his hands on that dagger, and he needs it fast, because every minute it seems like Croatia are gaining in this game, and if Denmark want to emerge victorious, they should have to win this within the next 15 minutes, perhaps. Because late game, I don't really see this happening for the Denmark team. If you're wondering which track this is, absolutely fantastic track from Apocalyptica called Worlds Collide. Let me just check that it is indeed that one. Indeed it is. Worlds Collide by Apocalyptica, very, very nice. You could call it some sort of metal-ish band. They, as I've said in a previous cast, they play on cellos. They don't actually use the guitar. They use electric cellos for their music, and it gives a unique and very nice sound, I think. So there's a little bit for you guys to check out. Yes, the band name was Apocalyptica. The most famous track is probably Path, which I have played on a previous cast. Anyway, in mid, Miguel is going to get caught by the Clockwork, and that's just the danger of playing against the Clockwork. He gets caught out by the hookshot, and he's going to be toast, I believe. Yes, it was indeed the hookshot. Cooldown is on. And with every death at this Deathmark, Denmark is turning into Deathmark as Croatia are marching across middle for this second tier 2 tower to try to claim that one. And as every time Denmark gets killed and this Shaker gets an assist, he gets closer to that blink, and it's only 500 away now. It just seems like Croatia are picking lanes, getting a kill, and then pushing. Melk is getting a good trade by getting that tower down on bottom, so he's probably going to be happy with that. As Lich gets swapped, Vengeful Spirit might be too far in for this one to be successful, but the burst power from Croatia is just ever too much powerful, and King A Playmate is just going to get killed instantly from that combo. 2 heroes down for Denmark. Can Croatia push it further? Do they want to? They've got 50 seconds on Lich, a very important hero in the Denmark lineup, and they could push for this. Could, of course, also settle with defending bottom and trying to get Roshan, as the important Blink Dagger has finally come up on Melk. And in time, you have to say, not in time, but about time, rather, as it's so important to them. Interesting item build on that Thrall. He's getting Diffusal Blade. What the fuck? Probably to remove the Pugna Ward, I suppose. It's actually the only thing in this lineup that it really hard counters, as we just see Mitch getting ever so much fat on this Necrolite. 600 gold away from that Ginsu Sada Vise. Hicks will of course be very useful against, for instance, this Centaur of Melk's, just being able to control him in the fights and nuking down a different target, or perhaps going for Melk, as Melk is getting caught off by the clock. He tries to get the stun off. Finally it succeeds, and yeah, that's what he's going to get off. He's going to get blown out by Lacoste. As Thrall is getting a little bit of damage in from above, it's not going to be too much. And Croatia really picking these kills with that clockwork. And Denmark just getting caught over and over. And this was not what they settled for with the early game they had. Got off to a very powerful start. Took an ambitious fight up top. And since then it's been all the way downhill for Denmark. As Croatia are really, really settling for this game. Getting this Roshan. If the last hit does come out on Necrolite, he's going to have that Ginsu as said. Level 17 as well for that level 3 Reaper's Scythe. And as Miguel is trying to spot them with this, with these ice shards, he might actually realize that the Shaker's got his Blink Dagger up. But now, Thrall is going to get jumped. Oh, this is a powerful Lich ultimate. It's going to bounce nicely between all the heroes. And now, Mini Tito is going to be in trouble. Not just trouble, he's going to get blown to pieces by all of these Denmark heroes. But Shaker, what an engage! Gets the jump on 4 heroes. And they're going to get blown apart now. And Denmark are going to be just happy to get this Witch Doctor out of the mix. As they see Playmate getting caught in a swap. And he's going to die. And actually, the Witch Doctor didn't even get out. He got rocketed. So 4 kills for Croatia. And Denmark just got completely taken by surprise there. By that turnaround from Shaker. Probably didn't see that Blink Dagger coming. And that's all Croatia needed. Sacking those 4 kills in a Roshan. And this Centaur just leaves a lot to be desired. Again, not in the fight because he got killed before. And it's just not going to cut it for Denmark. They need to be all 5 at this point, definitely, against this Croatian power lineup, which is getting just more powerful by the minute. Shaker got level 12 from that fight. He's going to be happy with that. I'm pretty sure that the engage he made was only level 10, so a lot of levels coming out of that. Ooh, chips. Nom nom nom. Oh, fresh meat. Fresh chips. As Milk is pushing up top, trying to get some farm up here, but what should his next item be? It could be some sort of a Keras that he's aiming for. But as said, I don't believe that late game is the way to go, so he's probably just idle farming while they prepare for the next fight. Perhaps a smoke attempt coming out of Denmark wouldn't be a too bad choice. Actually not sure if we've even seen them using it before. There's 3 of them in the shop available just now, while Croatia have only got 0. Oh, there you go. 0 of them available. There's 1 of the smokes on the Shaker, and that's pretty much the only one they've got. So they have 1 smoke left, while Denmark have 3, and they're not really utilizing those, so a little bit surprising when you see such an aggressive lineup that Denmark have picked and they're not even using those smokes. They'll need to reconsider that. Lich has got that Frost Armor up on level 4, of course. That's going to mean a big load to Denmark as well. Not as much as it could, of course, as Croatia is mainly spell damage. But we know that the further we get into the game, the more important armor becomes, as spells do not scale. Spells are going to be the same. Of course, Reaper's Scythe scales with the target's HP, but Death Pulse is going to deal the same amount of damage, Blast is going to deal the same, Rocket, etc. And that just means that the further we get into the game, the more important armor is going to be. And that could be the chance for MYM. Having this Frost Armor, having the Keras coming out on Shaker, there you go, Centaur, of course, could give them the upper hand in super late game. But then again, I just feel like the Croatian powerhouse, even though they only have this Croatian powerhouse, well, it is Croatia, even though they don't have any right click, I think that the Necrolite aura in particular is going to mean a big lot in those fights. Draining health every second is that the Heartstop aura coming out of Necrolite is going to drain a lot of health from the Sentinel heroes every second, and eventually will take them down. And of course, the longer we get into the game, the longer the fights are probably going to be, as what we're seeing right now is both sides tanking up. Necrolite, tanky items. Centaur is going to go for tanky items. So is Lich. We've seen this boy going for tanky items as well. Miguel's Tuskar has gone for Ograx as well as Vanguard. So health is going to be important. And as Necrolite just reaps health by percentage, he's going to be terrifying by draining health every second, of course, as well as the Reaper's Scythe percentage based. And it looks like Croatia even going to push for it. This could be a wrong approach for them though, as this could give Denmark the opening that they've been waiting for the last 20 minutes, in which it's actually Croatia making an obvious engage on a lane when all of Denmark's heroes are ready. The last time it happened, it was up top, and that fight definitely went in Denmark's favor. So might try to get another engage like that. Smoke finally coming out of Denmark. They've used it. They've got it on Centaur, Lich, Thrall, as well as them. Yes, only those. And Centaur could see an opening on the Pugna now. he's got Ginzus as well. Wow, there's 2 hexes on Croatia. Are they fat now or what? Milk. There it is! It's gonna jump in, they're gonna burst the Pugna with everything they've got, and he does indeed take the fall, but the counter engage is gonna be Shaker jumping in, doesn't hit too much though, and now everything looks to be in Denmark's favor, as Lacoste is getting a kill on Playmate, but he is probably gonna suffer for it himself. Yes, he's gonna die, the Diffusal Blade is gonna handle that. However, turnaround, Croatia does get that kill on Milk, and the Aegis is going to drop, so we actually see a 4-for-2 situation coming out for Denmark. 3 heroes as well as an Aegis is going to drop from Croatia, and Denmark probably going to be happy with that exchange, as they will have Thrall to defend their tower, and probably Necrolite will not be able to take it until the assistance from this Tosca, who's back healing, shows up. Witch Doctor Cask is going to bounce nicely between the heroes. Oh, the kinetic field almost catches that Vengeful Spirit, and then would definitely have painted his death in the ground, or whatever something like that, eh? As Tosca is trying to take up the chase, does get Vision. Is he gonna roll for it? Does use that Sigil to get, I believe it gives move speed. Correct me if I'm wrong, he does seem to be running faster. Movement speed and attack speed and slowing and some sort of shit. Is this little icy ball. Hall of Terror. But they're not gonna catch up. So, Miguel's gonna farm the woods. I actually forgot the band name for this song. It is indeed Florence and the Machine. The song is called Cosmic Love. Brilliant song as well. A little bit of a different genre once more. There's Necrolite. Wow, is he getting fat or what? He's got 3k as well now on top of that Ginzu, and he's just rising his ass off. He's got 200 CS, and just as I'm saying that, Milk has got 230. So even better farm coming out in the Centaur. 128 on the Lich, as well as 125 on Pugna. So Pugna actually catching up to Lich, who has stalled very much on farm. However, does have the mechanism up on that Lich. Could prove very, very useful in the fights. As Milk has chosen to go for an Ogre Axe. So, if this is going to be a BKB or a Saint Jinyasha, we're going to see. What is this? Milk? It's a Mithril Hammer, so it's going to be a BKB coming out on Milk's Centaur. In 300 gold. And that could be very, very powerful for Denmark, seeing that Croatia, alright, they've got some counters. They've got the swap, which goes through BKB. They've got Necrolite ulti, which goes through BKB, dealing no damage, but still getting the stun. However, the 2 Ginsus are not going to be able to control Milk. He can handle the Shaker combo. The stun from Vengeful, as well as Decrepify, which could prevent him from attacking, does not counter him either. And Clockwork's mini-stuns are going to scratch him. Not even going to scratch him, actually. So, very, very powerful item coming out on Milk soon. And that could turn the tides for MYM, as at the moment it looks like Croatia are the ones gaining the most, ever so slowly. But with this BKB on Milk, he's going to be able to move more freely, and it could be just what they need to finish this off. Is he going to sell his urn? We're going to see that. There it is. What kind of a prediction is that, Sid? How would you know? That's fucking awesome. Milk is going to pick up that BKB and get prepared in middle. We've got Tosca as well as Thrall sniffing around with the full MYM, Denmark. Keep saying MYM. Of course, there are 3 MYM players, so I'm sort of excused. They're going to blow a smoke inside the base. Don't want Croatia to see this. Pugna Ward is up. Milk could handle that one in a couple of hits if he wanted. But he's a little bit afraid to go out, and he has every reason to be afraid, because Croatian boys are smoked as well. And there is going to be the Pugna Ward falls, and there's going to be, oh, he couldn't. The blink from Milk didn't come off, and this could be crucial. Denmark are going to get pummeled in this, as the Clockwork cog is going to keep Milk out of position. Now he's going to get swapped away. Lich ultimate is going to bounce. Miguel is going to take the fall. But if they can handle this Necrolite, if they can finish off the Necrolite, this could be huge for Denmark. Doesn't look like it though. Miguel rebuys. Milk is in trouble. He's tanking 4 heroes at the moment. The beautiful cog from Lacoste is going to hold him in place. There's the Necrolite ulti. Say bye-bye to Milk. Sage Shares was removed in that exchange though, as Playmate takes down him. But now Playmate becomes the target. Is going to get a Nova off on that Necro, but it's just not going to be enough. Vengeful Spirit, very low. Going to get out. Clockwork, going to catch Thrall. Thrall is going to be history as well, as Pugna is now trying to catch whatever he can. And wow, that Milk did not get his Blink Dagger off there. Just completely messed up Denmark's fight. I believe it was a rocket from Clockwork that disabled the Blink, and he ended up stunning the ground. And it's going to cost Rex. Probably only Rex though, as Croatia will not be able to push this one further, I believe. However, all that mana coming out on Necrolite with that Ginsu is going to keep him just fine to heal up the entire creep wave as well as his team. And it does look like they can actually go for more. They can. They're going to get the bottom as well, as they've got 25 seconds. The glyph is going to fire off for Denmark, but it's only going to give them a few seconds of peace before the rampage goes on. And Croatia are going to take that tower, and they're going to go for the racks. Or are they? They're going to go for Sidney Lee. Pusher was way too far ahead, and bam, he's going to take the fall to this clockwork engage with that hook shot. So Croatia really making it all count in one push. They're going to roll through, getting these racks, and 2 sides down for Denmark. Looks like this game is definitely in Croatia's hands now. No real way of coming back for Denmark. Of course they're going to fight for it, but it looks ever so bad for now. Centaur is trying to get a little bit of a rebuttal by jumping on this Vengeful. Will do so as well. Gets a couple of hits. There's the snowball. Bye-bye to Wild. And save call is going to come out from Anjay, so we're going to have a save. Ooh, crisp. A little bit of chips. Just lovely, isn't it? And yeah, after that engage, Clockwork sacking up a lot of gold. Going to be able to finish his Vanguard, whatever boots he wants as well. And does have the pipe already. And this pipe could actually be the reason that MY Denmark, whatever, are in trouble in these fights. Of course, the pipe is going to keep them alive. The pipe is going to keep them alive and well from that combo of Denmark's Lich ulti, Thrall, lots of spell damage, and that pipe is just keeping them safe, as Denmark seem to be making a final go for it. Or are they? Might be going for Roshan actually. And even though I said this was in the hands of Croatia, a slight glimpse of chances here for Denmark if they do manage to pick up this Roshan kill. Because with that Aegis on the back of Centaur, it's not going to be it though. It's going to be a trap. They're going to go for a trap, as Croatia seem to know it. They did indeed have a ward here. So a nice ward from Wild is going to completely blow Denmark's engage. Now they're actually going to be spotted by Lacoste, who's not going to dive in for it. But just be happy that the team survived. Lich has found himself a haste. Pugna has found himself a BKB. And Centaur has found himself death once more. Milk gets caught off. Actually, not necessarily dead just yet, as this could turn out to be a huge engage for Denmark. As Pugna, however, he does survive just on the edge of it. That BKB from Milk really came in handy just then. And now he's going to be blown to pieces by the Necrolite ultimate, as well as the Shaker ulti. That was an expensive kill for Croatia, though. And now Denmark are going to try to roll over them. Revive from Necrolite, revive from Centaur. This is going to be the decisive fight. And Croatia, with that Shaker Fisher, are probably going to be able to get out of this alive. Even though that could have looked like a disastrous fight for them, it actually turned out pretty well in the end, as both teams get one casualty. And now Miguel found himself too far in. I actually left that middle lane because I didn't think anything more would come up. I believe he got swapped. No, he just got cut off basically. Probably a Clockwork hook then. And so does Thrall as I'm watching that scoreboard. So Denmark, this should be the last nail in the coffin for Denmark. Croatia could push this one through now. Could also get the Roshan and get that Aegis, and perhaps there's even a cheese. I forgot if this was the second or third Roshan that was going to come off now. It's only going to be the second, so there's only an Aegis. But with that Aegis on the back of Necrolite, they should be able to push this one through and end game one, taking that for Croatia, as this Roshan is definitely theirs. Denmark are making their way down there with a couple of heroes, but this is just not going to happen for them, as Lich is even going to get engaged by the Shaker. There's the stun. The Fisher's going to miss as he gets swapped, but it doesn't matter at all, because all the other heroes are there, going to take care of this, while Playmate gets a fantastic Lich ulti off, but it's just not going to cut it with that pipe up and all these fat heroes. And now Milk finds himself to be the next victim of this battle. Will successfully take down Earthshaker, but is probably going to die for it. And yeah, there goes the Ginsu. So 3 casualties on MYM side, 3 heroes out at the moment. Roshan half HP is going to be taken by Croatia, and then we're probably going to see them push this one through in the middle to take the first game. GG is the call from Denmark. Did I actually say MYM again? I'm sorry, Angie. Of course, the reason I'm tempted to do it is that we've got 3 players from MYM, 3 players from MYM and 2 from Shift, but that's going to do it for the first game. Croatia emerged victorious in this very, very full of action game, actually. 32-36 is the final score, as Denmark called it GG. First game goes to Croatia. We're going to be right back with game 2 in just a moment.